Hello and welcome. Furnishing a home here in the UK often means you're working with these really charming but kind of compact spaces. And that throws up a unique challenge, especially when it comes to the biggest, most important piece of furniture in your living room, the sofa.
Does this feel a little too familiar? Yeah. Whether you're in a flat, a terraced house, or a city apartment, trying to find furniture that actually fits and looks good can feel like a real headache. But don't worry, you're not alone, and there are some seriously clever ways around it.
So let's dive right in. Picking a sofa for a small room shouldn't feel like you're making a compromise. It's all about making a really smart choice, one that can actually transform your living room into a place that's comfortable, stylish, and functional, a room you'll genuinely love spending time in.
So why are we focusing so much on just one piece of furniture? Well, it's simple. The sofa is almost always the largest thing in the room. It basically sets the stage for the entire layout, how you move around, and the whole atmosphere. Get this choice right, and honestly, the rest of the room just kind of falls into place. To put this into perspective, let's talk real numbers for a sec. A lot of UK living rooms are only about 3 to 4 meters wide. Now, imagine trying to squeeze a huge, bulky sofa into a space that size. It's going to instantly make the room feel cramped and off balance. When you're working with a small space, it really is a game of inches. So how do you win that game of inches? Well, it all comes down to a few key design secrets. We're going to look at some specific features that can actually trick the eye and make your room feel way bigger and more open than it really is. Okay, here are 4 absolute must-dos. First, and I can't say this enough, measure your room and your doorways before you do anything else. Second, look for sofas with a slim, streamlined frame. Third, slender arms are your best friend. They give you more actual seating space for the same overall width. And finally, and this one is a huge one, go for a sofa with raised legs. Just being able to see the floor underneath creates this amazing illusion of more space. You can really see the difference when you put them side by side, can't you? The bulky design on the left just feels heavy. It visually eats up all that floor space. But the space-savvy design on the right, with its slim arms and those raised legs, just feels so much lighter and airier. And you don't have to sacrifice any comfort to get that look.
All right, let's tackle a common dilemma, the corner sofa. I think a lot of us just automatically assume they're only for massive living rooms, right? But what if that's completely wrong?
So let's ask the question head on. Can a corner sofa actually be a good, practical choice for a compact flat? The answer is a definite yes, if you pick the right one. A compact corner sofa can be incredibly efficient. It tucks neatly into what might otherwise be wasted space, which maximizes your seating and keeps the center of the room totally open. It creates this really natural, sociable hub, and often gives you way more seating than a separate sofa and armchair ever could.
Okay, so we've covered shape and size, but we've got another really powerful tool to play with, color. The color and fabric you end up choosing can have a massive impact on how spacious your room feels. And what's interesting is there's no single right answer here. Light colors are the classic choice, right? They reflect light, they feel airy, they're great. But don't rule out dark colors. A dark sofa set against a light wall can create this amazing dramatic focal point, adding a real sense of depth and sophistication. The key is to just find the right balance with their walls and flooring. Of course, your sofa doesn't just exist in a vacuum. To make the room really work, we've got to think about where it goes and what we put around it. It's all about creating one cohesive, happy little ecosystem. Here's a super simple but really effective rule of thumb. In most small living rooms, placing your sofa against the longest wall is usually the best move. This helps to anchor the room, and crucially, it keeps the main pathway clear, which makes the whole space feel organized and easy to move through. And what about all the other furniture? Well, always think about proportion. A compact or maybe a round coffee table won't block the flow. Nesting tables are absolutely brilliant for flexible space when you need it. And slim storage is your best friend for keeping clutter out of sight. The ultimate test, you should be able to walk comfortably around everything without bumping your shins. So, let's do a quick recap. Think of this as your small space checklist. First, measure everything. Second, go for those space-saving features like slim arms and raised legs. Third, don't be afraid of a compact corner sofa. Fourth, use color to either open things up or add a bit of drama. And finally, make sure all your other furniture is in proportion. Got it? And that's really what this is all about, isn't it? It's not just about cramming furniture into a room. It's about creating a home. And with a little bit of thought,
You really can make even the smallest living space feel like a relaxing, welcoming sanctuary. So, if you're feeling inspired and you're ready to see how these ideas look in the real world, a great place to start exploring is Furniture in Fashion. They have a collection with loads of modern, space savvy designs, a lot like the styles we've talked about today. Thank you so much for joining me.